So as you lie down in Shavasana, let everything feel heavy. So just let the legs fall out to the side. The arms are away from the body. Palms facing upwards. Ready to embrace this new day. We just had a powerful strawberry moon last night. Hopefully some of you got to see it. I couldn't see it when I went to bed, but I could see it when I woke briefly in the night and I opened the curtains, so it was pouring in my window. And as you know, the moon is a great time to release the old, so anything that doesn't serve you, and a time to embrace the new. And generally in a full moon, we get that surge of energy. Sometimes we can feel a little tired to start. And then we get that lovely surge of new, powerful energy. It's a great time to journal, to get creative, to put that energy into your dreams. So maybe just at the start of your practice this morning, just being aware of anything that you're ready to release. And if you didn't last night, it's quite a good time to write it down and burn it. And let's feel ready to receive the new. So as we inhale now, feel the belly rising. As you exhale, feel the belly releasing. And again, inhaling that new. Exhaling the old. Let's take one more breath. From here, take a bend into your legs, planting your feet on your mat, arms alongside you. Just make sure you can touch your heels. Push your lower back into your mat and tuck in the chin so there's no strain on the neck. Let's inhale, bring up the arms, push up the hips, reach the arms behind you. Releasing the arms to the floor. And then as you exhale, dropping the arms, dropping the spine, slowly, slowly back down to your mat. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms and spine come up. Taking that pause, that squeeze, that hold. And then exhale, lowering down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, pushing up away from your mat. Opening the front body. And exhale, lowering back down really slowly. Placing each vertebrae back down on your mat. Draw the knees into the chest and then send both heels up to the ceiling. A little bit of distance in the feet. Send the hands wide like you're trying to reach the ceiling with the fingertips. And if your neck is okay, let's draw off the head. Like a dead bug on our yoga mat. Reaching a little higher with those hands. And then exhaling, placing the head back down. Let's take hold the outer edge of the feet, or you can hold the back of the calves. Draw those knees in towards your armpits, squeezing the knees in happy baby. Keep that left foot drawn in and take that right foot out to the side. Give a lovely stretch down the back of that right leg. Always hold the back of the leg if you need. Let's draw that right foot in and send that left leg out long, out to the side. Bringing that left foot back in, draw the soles of the feet together, squeezing them towards the abdomen. Maybe taking a little roll here into that lower back. Opening into the hips and the groin. And then if it feels comfortable, take both legs wide. Remember, you can always hold the back of the legs. Peeling the feet open. Drawing the legs a little wider. Feeling that stretch down the back of the leg and the inner leg. And then the heels back up to the ceiling, the hands reaching once again, maybe peeling off the head, gauging the core. Draw both knees in, drop that head back down to your mat. Splay the fingers once again, reach the arms long as if you're reaching down to the bottom of your mat. Bring up the head, send the right leg long and hold that left knee in. Hovering that right heel above your mat. Let's draw right knee in, send the left leg long. Any discomfort on the neck, you drop your head down. We're going to change, left knee in, right leg long. And one more to do, right knee in, left leg long. Both knees in, drop the head down to your mat and take that roll and stretch side to side. From here, just take a long stretch, push your heels away, reach long with those arms. Stretching through the abdomen, the chest, opening the lungs. And as you exhale, last squeeze of those knees into the chest. Take that roll side to side. When you're ready, roll over to one side. We're going to come on to our knees. So coming up onto the knees when you're ready. Have a little bit of distance between the knees, and if you need to sit on a block, you can do so. We're going to open and stretch back with our right arm, plant it down behind us on our mat, and then reach long with that left arm. Maybe here you push into the hips as well as you reach back. You can always keep the glutes down. Really opening that front body, stretching into the arms, the neck, the chest. And then dropping that left hand back down to the left knee, the right hand joins. Let's do that the opposite way. So we reach long with that left arm. We take that hand behind, fingers pointing away. We reach long with that right arm, and maybe we push into those hips as well, stretching back. Always listening, letting your body guide you. and dropping back down. Make fists with your hands and just place them in towards your hips. So just in here, we're going to fold into our Balasana, our child's pose, dropping down the forehead to the mat or yoga block. Just giving a little massage here to the internal organs. A nice asana first thing in the morning when we feel a little sluggish. You can always adjust your hands if it doesn't feel okay. Breathing into the belly. Stimulating that digestion, releasing any stagnation. One more breath. Rolling back up when you are ready. Let's plant our hands down on our mat, come into our table pose. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to send that left leg long and right arm long. So really reaching here, pull away from your mat with your core so you're not dipping into that lower back. Stretching long. Maybe staying here or maybe kicking back and taking hold of the toes of that left foot in a version of bow pose. Pulling away from your mat. Keeping that gaze down, keeping the neck long. And then releasing, dropping left knee, right hand back down to the mat. Let's turn the fingers forward towards our knees. Let's sit back a little and stretch into those arms, those wrist joints. Squeezing the fingers down into the ground. Taking a last breath here. Turning those hands back, facing fingers forward. We've got the left arm, right leg to do. So we're going to start to stretch left hand, right foot. Trying to grab something in front and reach something behind. Maybe here is just enough this morning. Or maybe we kick back, we take hold of our right foot. Come into that version of bow pose. Really grounding that right hand into your mat, keeping your gaze down. One more breath here. And release back into that table. Let's walk our hands towards the top of our mat, as far as we can take them. We're going to drop our forehead down to our mat, keep the bottom high, into that melting heart pose. If you can't feel the stretch in your arms, you shuffle those fingers forward even more. So you really feel that deep stretch in the chest, into the shoulders and the arms. Finding that long breath once again. One more breath here. Coming up when you're ready, let's shift back into our table. Tucking in those toes, we're going to head into our down dog. Push back here, take a walk, whatever you need. Maybe that sigh out of the mouth. Pushing back into those heels a little more, pushing away from your hands, really grounding down. Coming back to that sense of present moment. Bringing the mind back, bringing the body back. We spend so much time thinking and worrying maybe about the past or the future. So just let your practice bring you into this moment. Let's drop our knees as wide as our mat. Bring the big toes together. Walk your hands towards your knees. Again, we're going to reach up and back with that right arm. Plant it towards the right corner of our yoga mat. Reach up and back. Stretch back long with that left arm. Maybe pushing the hips forward. Big toes touching. Feeling that deeper into the hips and the pelvis, the groin. You can always ease out if you need. And then dropping back down, left hand, left knee, right hand joins. We're going to take that the opposite way. Left arm reaches up and back to that left corner of our mat. Pushing up, going as far as we want to go. Stretching long with that right arm. Making sure we're not holding our breath. And dropping back down. Hands to knees. Let's walk forward, head into our table. Shuffle those knees under the hips and then reach those hands even further forward. Ready for our circles, so heading over to that right heel. Making our way to our left heel and carrying on. Closing those eyes maybe. Let's release and let go. Seeing if we can touch every part of the body. Let's reverse our circle. Making sure you're not holding the jaw, the tongue, the eyes are soft. Let's take one more breath. One more circle. Coming back to that table when you're ready. There's no rush. We're going to be tucking our toes. We're going to head back to our down dog. Send the body back. Send the body into those heels, the legs, fingers wide. Let's walk our hands towards our toes and let the body hang. No weight in the upper body. Maybe it feels good to hold those elbows, take that swing, that sway, side to side. Keeping those feet planted down. Drop both hands down to your mat or grab your yoga block. We're going to keep our left hand down and open with our right arm, taking a twist here. Looking up towards your right hand. Plant the right hand down, take that twist and turn with that left arm long. Turning the gaze towards the left hand. And dropping both hands back down. Let's inhale, keep the core pulled in as you come up, supporting your lower back. Reaching the arms long, reaching up. Hands to your heart. And just coming to your affirmation here, one that you're particularly working on, repeating it, feeling that within. Inhale, bring the arms up, ready to receive that new day. Exhale, fold back down over the legs. Take a walk down your mat into plank pose. Hands under the shoulders. We're going to drop down onto the forearms. You can link the fingers together or bring the hands into prayer pose. And we're just going to shuffle forward and back on the toes. Just rolling forwards, rolling backwards. Staying where we are, we're going to keep the left hand down on the mat, plant your left hand down and just roll onto that left arm. Now if you need to, you can drop your left knee here. It's okay, you don't need to keep the leg up if you don't want to. If you feel okay, if you feel balanced, maybe the feet stack on top of each other. Make sure that shoulder's in line with that elbow. That right arm is long. We're going to drop down here onto our thigh. We're going to support our head with our hand, or maybe our hand just stays down on our mat, you decide. We're going to send that left leg long and bend in that right knee. Haven't got so much space behind me, but you're going to pull that knee back. So you get a really deep stretch in that front thigh. So you want to shift that knee behind you. Taking one more breath. And then plant that foot down behind you. I'm just going to come forward a little bit. So you're planting that foot behind your left leg. Left leg is long, elbow in line with the shoulder. We're going to breathe in, push up, reach back and hold. So we're really squeezing our glutes here. Pointing that left foot, reaching long here. Really using our arms. And then dropping back down. Shift back into your forearm plank. Remember, you can drop your knees if you need to. We're holding, we're pulling away from our mat. I'm just going to turn so I can see. So we've got all the same thing to do on the other side. We're planting our right hand down. Remember, we can always drop our right knee. We reach long with that left arm. Maybe shifting those feet so they're balancing on top of each other. Pulling away from your mat even more. We don't want that hip to touch. Embracing any wobble, any shakes. It's all normal. And then dropping down to our mat. We have that option of supporting our head if we prefer. That right leg is long. We're bending in that left knee. We're pulling it behind us. So we get that deep stretch. Opening into that knee and thigh. Few more breaths. So very much floor-based this class. It's not going to be energizing, but we are really delving into every part of our body, working with our strength as well. So we want to plant that foot down now so we have that stability. That elbow is going to stay in line. We're going to push up. We're going to point that right foot and we're going to stretch long and back. Really squeezing the glutes here, opening into the hips. Dropping back down. We want to make our way onto our hands now and push back into our regular plank. So hands under those shoulders. I know you're probably feeling it in your arms. We're going to take a slow lower down to our yoga mat. We're going to roll into our cobra. And we're going to head into our Balasana, letting those arms take rest. Dropping the forehead down. So just coming back to the breath. Inhaling the new. Releasing the old. And maybe that's inhaling the new you. The new thoughts, the new beliefs, the dreams. And it's exhaling maybe those negative thoughts, those limiting beliefs, all those things that maybe held you back. Let's take one more breath. Walking the hands towards the knees once again. So having a little bit of distance in the knees. If you can, sit down between the heels. If that's too challenging, you can grab your yoga block to sit on. So we're going to head backwards and you're going to listen to your body and see how far you want to go. So we start with just the hands behind us. We squeeze our shoulder blades together. And maybe this feels okay this morning. If you want to take it further, maybe we're coming onto our elbows. And this feels good just to be here. You can always take some support behind you. Whatever stage you're coming to, you come in slowly. So stay in that spot for a little while. If you want to go further, that head comes down on the yoga mat, the arms are away from the body, the palms are facing upwards. It's quite strong on the lower back. I naturally have quite a curve in the bottom of my back, so my back doesn't always like it. So maybe today here is good. Our body is always our guide. We're going to take 2 more breaths. And then using your hands to bring you up, I want you just to roll forwards again into that Balasana, just letting the arms, the shoulders, everything go. Taking one more breath. Coming up when you're ready, shifting those legs away from you. So maybe here you prefer to sit on a rolled up blanket or even a low block. You want to make sure you're shifting the glutes away, so you're sitting on that tailbone. And maybe this is where you need your strap as well. So you know what's coming next. We're inhaling, we're reaching for that ceiling, we're lifting out of our lower back as we shift towards our toes. So first of all, I want you to reach towards me, feeling that stretch in the lower back. Then you're dropping your hands to where they're going to go. Maybe it's your strap. And then keep using your breath into your lower back as you fold into that forward fold. Just taking your time. Inhaling in and exhaling out, maybe with some movement. Stay for a few more breaths. When you're ready, slowly make your way back out. We're going to be sending those hands behind us for our upward plank. Again, it's optional, so maybe just squeezing the shoulders back is enough. If you're coming up, we're pointing the toes, we're bringing the glutes off the mat, keeping that gaze down towards the feet, chin tucked in. Make sure you're not holding the breath. I'm going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly making your way back to your mat. Let's send the legs wide. Again, make sure you're sitting evenly on the glutes. We're going to turn towards our right leg. You may want your strap as we inhale. Once again, we're going to bring those arms up, and then we're going to exhale, reach towards the toes with our strap or grabbing with our fingers. Again, that movement's from the lower back, so you inhale, and as you exhale, you start to fold to that right leg. So just make sure this left leg is not lifting up and it's not turning in. You want to plant it down. Keep those toes pointing up to the ceiling and that chest turning towards the right side. The minute you struggle with the breath, that's when you've gone too far. So the breath is long. And again, we're just holding here. We want to delve into the fascia, the connective tissue, so we can release. Maybe just taking a moment to acknowledge what the body's holding and storing. We're very good at suppressing. We store stuff in our bodies, we store stuff in our homes that does not serve us anymore. Let's take 2 more breaths. Before you come out, I want you just to hold with your right hand and open with your left. So reach long with that left arm. And if you can, look up towards that left hand so you're peeling open the chest. You should feel that down the side body. Last breath here. When you're ready, just come out with care. So you should be able to feel the difference. Just take a moment just to close your eyes. Can you feel that energy shifting around that right side? Maybe a warmth, maybe a tingling. fresh blood flowing to those areas. So we need to do the other side. We want to feel balanced. So we're going to turn our body towards our left leg to start. And then inhale, arms come up. And then it's an exhale to our left foot, grabbing our strap if we need it. Maybe acknowledging if this side is easier or more challenging. Again, making sure you're not lifting off of that right glute. And let's just find our breath and stay in this spot for a little longer. One more breath here. And then we're going to keep that left hand down and open with our right arm. Looking up to that right hand. Feeling open the chest. Taking one more breath. And slowly, slowly making your way back up. So we're going to bring in our left knee. Send our left knee forward. And then our right leg is going to go on top. Now, if this feels too much or it feels uncomfortable, it is a little bit uncomfortable, but if it feels like there's any pain, you can cross your legs. So this is Gomukhasana. We want to have the knees ideally stacked a little on top of each other and the feet are out and away from the body, so you can still sit evenly on your mat. You're not shifting over to one side. Just bring the palms onto the soles of the feet. Relax the shoulders. Close the eyes for a moment. And just feeling that connection of energy, the whole body connected. Working as a team to always support you. From here, we're going to start to incorporate our arms as well, and do be careful of any shoulder issues. We're going to start by taking the right arm back, tucking it between our shoulder blades. And then we inhale, we send that left arm long, and it comes back to meet our right hand. So if this feels too much to hold, then this is where you grab your strap and you hold the strap instead. You want to have your left elbow pointing upwards to the ceiling and your right elbow pointing downwards. Once you're there, just close your eyes. If you want to take it any further, you can always fold towards that right knee. That feels comfortable today. If not, you stay upright. So it is an intense stretch, so if at any point you think, I need to come out, remember your body will give you distractions. Try and go with it so you can delve into those deep muscles. Stay for a few more breaths. One more breath. And release. Uncross those legs. If you have them stacked, just bring your hands to your knees and just check back in with that energy. Just taking a pause. Be kind to yourself. We've got it all to do on the other side. So this time I want you to bring your right knee in first. If you crossed your legs, you just reverse the cross of your legs. It's the left knee that's stacking on top. You want to shuffle those feet away. Hands to the soles. You're sitting evenly on your glutes. We're also reversing the arm. So this time left arm goes back. Shuffle that hand up between the shoulder blades, and then the right reaches long and back to meet, gripping those fingers or gripping your strap. Remember, you also have that option of folding forward if you want to. Closing the eyes wherever you're at. And just sending that breath to where it needs to go. Maybe it's that shoulder. Make sure the spine is long if you're sitting upright. Crown of the head reaching up. A few more breaths here. When you're ready, just take that slow release. And we're going to draw soles of the feet together as close to us as we can. Wrap those fingers around your toes. Maybe it feels good just to stay and hold, or maybe you prefer to move those knees, move those legs, like wings of the butterfly. The other option is we drop these elbows down onto the inner leg and we send the chin down towards the chest, creating that curve into the spine, that opening into the groin. Feeling the belly rise and fall with the breath. Taking one more breath. Bring yourself slowly up. Let's head on to our right side. Elbow under that shoulder. Legs long if you can, or we're going to keep a bend in that right knee. We're going to pull away from our mat into our last side plank, although we have to do both sides. Reach long with that left arm. And just to challenge a little further, we're going to dip down and push up. Dip down, push up. Really squeezing everything as you push away from your mat. Remember, you always have that option of dropping the knee. Last drop down, push up and hold. Reaching that left arm long, help it ground you and balance you. Last breath. I'll be feeling our side body tomorrow. And release down. Let's head on to our other side. Take your time, left arm, elbow under that shoulder, legs along, or maybe you're bending in that left leg. We want to pull away from our mat, pushing up, right arm long, holding, make sure we're not holding the breath, and then dropping down, pushing strong, and again. Using your breath to exhale, coming up, you inhale, going down. A few more to do, nearly there. Let's do one more. Exhale, hold here, reaching long with that right arm. Doing well. Last breath. And drop down. We're going to be coming on to our backs. You just need your yoga block. So have that to hand. Coming all the way down. Planting those feet again once you're there. Arms alongside you, pushing that lower back into your mat. And let's grab our block, bring it between the knees. Arms stay alongside you. Just make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. Spread those toes, ground the feet into your mat, and then push away from your mat in your bridge, squeezing your block. Keeping that chin tucked in. Really feel the activation of the inner thigh, the glutes. Keep holding, keep squeezing. A few more breaths. Two more breaths. One more. As you exhale, make sure it's with control. You're placing each vertebrae back down slowly to your mat. Take your block. Push up once again. Just slide your block under your back. You can have it flat. You can have it skinny side up along your spine. Whatever you prefer today. Placing your back on your block. Arms stay alongside you. We're going to draw the knees into the chest. Maybe just take a little rock side to side. A little bit more challenging if you have your block skinny side up, but still doable. And then send the heels to the ceiling so you're balancing on your block. Holding in that double leg raise. And if it feels doable, send that left leg down towards the floor, keeping that right heel pointing upwards. Lovely hip stretch. And then change sides, let that left heel meet the right first. And then drop that right leg down to the mat, keeping that left heel pointed upwards. Bring the legs back together, drawing the knees back in towards the chest, planting one foot down and then the other, pushing up, removing your block. And that slow, slow lower of the spine back down on your yoga mat. Link the fingers together, just place the hands under the head, resting the elbows on the floor. Keeping that distance of the knees slightly apart, just drop the knees over to the right side. And maybe pick up that right heel and place it on the outer edge of that left knee. Makes that stretch a little stronger. You decide where you want your head, center or left. And let's close the eyes. Last breath here. Rolling back to center. Dropping those knees over to the left, maybe picking up that left heel onto the outer edge of that right knee. Closing the eyes. And coming back to center, ready to find your Shavasana. So making yourself comfortable, grabbing maybe that extra layer, maybe holding your crystals again. Remember the one you really need in that non-dominant hand to receive, and the one that you're ready to give that energy out in your dominant hand. You're giving and receiving. And just finding stillness now. Absorbing your practice, absorbing your journey on your mat. It's a journey that always continues. Every day you show up, every day you feel different. And now as you delve deep within to the center of your heart, I want you to find a tiny pinpoint of brilliantly coloured light. It's such a beautiful colour, and it's the very centre of your love and healing energy. And just watch this little pinpoint of light begin to pulsate. As it pulsates, it expands until it fills your heart. See this light moving through your body, the top of your head, on the tips of your toes and fingers. And you're absolutely glowing with this beautiful coloured light. With your love and your healing energy. Let your whole body vibrate with this light. And just saying to yourself, with every breath I take, I'm getting healthier, I'm getting stronger, and all is well. When you feel ready, just bringing your awareness back to the room, to any sounds around you. Maybe taking that full body stretch.